Mindset shift will make you unstoppable in your 20s. If you're in your 20s and ready to treat your life like a marathon instead of a sprint, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into 5 non-negotiables that will fuel your growth, from mindset to self-education to style, strength, training, and even your dating life. My name is Tashi Nima, and I've seen too many people sprint through their 20s and only to burn out before they're 30. In this video, I'll show you how to clarify your major purpose and prime your mind every morning, hack your self-education with a simple reading habit, elevate your style in minutes a day, build lasting strength at the gym, master dating by attracting the right person or people. No fluff, just actionable steps you can start right now. So let's jump into the video. Growth mindset. Why it matters. A growth mindset is your mental fuel tank for every goal, career, fitness, and relationships. Number 1 is you want to clarify the definite major purpose. So pick one crystal clear goal and then revisit it every morning to prime your subconscious. This is a really good practice that I think it's highly recommended. I remember taking about $600 course, online course from Tony Robbins. So he's pretty much like the self-help individual who helps a lot of high performers reach their peak performance. And the premise of this whole that I took was this concept called priming. So Tony pretty much talks about the importance of a recency, which is the nearest thing or habit that you've done. So the recency of priming. So basically throughout your day, as the day starts, it's really important to prime your mind with the right attitude, with the right motivation, and with the right subconsciousness. You know, if you have a goal, if you have this gratitude practice, you have this goal, then you end up realizing and learn how to clarify your goals with defining the major purpose that you want in your life. Second is treat failure as data, not defeat. This is another way of saying the growth mindset. Log every setback as a lesson in your organized plan and then iterate. This is a concept that I learned from the book Think and Grow Rich. I highly recommend this book, but basically it's talking about thinking of failures as this feedback loop for you to become more educated and knowledgeable about the mistakes that you've made. And then always remember that what you can't do is not possible right now. So if you have this, this rumination saying to yourself, I can't do this, I can't do that. So let's say if you don't go to the gym, then you might say, I don't and I can't go to the gym. Instead of saying that, what you want to end up ruminating over is, I can't go to the gym, or I can't lift weights right now, right? So it's like, not yet. I cannot do things, not yet. Not yet I cannot do things. And this is a really good practice of shifting your mindset towards new habits that you know are good for you. So install the patience. Number 3 is install the patience and persistence, 2 of the strongest forces in self-improvement. Number 4 is build mastermind. Share progress with a trusted circle. Brutal feedback accelerates growth. This is really important. You've always heard this quote, you are the individual of the 5 people that you hang out with. And this is a very famous quote throughout a lot of self-improvement books. But basically, you are the individual that you surround yourself with. So if you hang out with individuals that, or you could call them friends or strangers, or just in social gatherings where they have certain habits that you don't like, studies have shown that if you keep hanging out with them, it is highly likely that you're going to end up incorporating those habits for yourself. So it's always really important to be in a trusted circle and also be open-minded enough to get brutal feedbacks, because at the end, despite the short-term embarrassment or what you don't like or what they confronted to you, you kind of grow from it. So it's really important to have this positive feedback mindset. And lastly, celebrate effort over outcome. Anchor your identity in the process. Effort breeds consistency. Consistency breeds mastery. So it's really important to always celebrate those small wins and never think about never just think about the outcomes. And it's like this famous quote, journey before destination. And I think it's from this author, Brandon Sanderson. I might be butchering his name, but it's like enjoy the journey while you're also going to the destination. And this is a really important way of looking at life with a growth mindset. All right, so that was the growth mindset part. Now let's talk about self-education. This is quite short, but I think it has a very valuable insight to it. So you step out of university, as you step out of higher education, this practice of self-education is really important because there's no one telling you how to educate yourself. There's no one telling you what to educate yourself with. So you might be having a 9 to 5 job, you might be having any other job that you have, and you realize that your busy schedule does not allow you to study extra things that you're curious about. Why it matters? Busy schedules don't have to kill your curiosity, right? So you want to cultivate a reading habit. One of the famous, podcasters, angel investor, or a book author is Naval Ravikant, and his mantra is read what you love until you love to read. And I think it's really important. I remember growing up struggling to read because I just really hated the books that my school recommended to me. I just felt like it wasn't really relevant to my life. I felt like I had a hard time understanding the higher level English words. However, after I heard this quote, read what you love until you love to read, it really helped me rethink about what do I actually enjoy doing in my free time. And it ended up becoming that I kind of was not obsessive, but I kind of really enjoyed reading self-help books. And even though it kind of has like this weird, unfortunate societal coin or name to it that it's not really helpful and it's just plain English, but that's how I started, and I think it really helped me build a reading habit. So start small, commit to 5 to 10 pages before bed or any other time that you find convenient for yourself. And then keep a running list of topics that excite you. It's just a fancy way of saying a book list. And then alternate fiction, biography, and how to read, and how to books to stay fresh, right? So it's all about, at the end of the day, as long as you're reading, it's a good thing. You don't really have to be reading certain topics. I mean, yes, you can, but if you have this wider scope of things to read, then it's always beneficial. Another hack that I haven't mentioned here in the self-education section is it's really important to also get a Kindle. I think when you get a Kindle, you can really open the window of being able to read because of its convenience and its convenience to purchase books or download books. So if you can somehow lessen the friction of those good habits like reading, then the better it is. On average, a lot of people watch television and scroll on YouTube, scroll on social media is because of the convenience factor. The barrier of entry to access those platforms is so convenient that's why you tend to do it with no effort. It's effortlessly done for you. You're effortlessly on the platform. And that's why with the good habits in terms of self-education, it's really important to copy that way of doing things and make it very, very effortlessly for you. So if you're someone in your 20s, I think it's really important to elevate your style and instantly upgrade your look. What I mean by this is your fashion, your taste of colors, how to dress better, how to be more presentable. Because at the end of the day, people do judge a book by its cover, and the cover is you. Why it matters. Small style tweaks makes a huge impact on how you feel and how others see you. 3 core principles for better style, inspired by Alex Costa. Alex Costa is this YouTuber that I looked up to many years ago in terms of fashion inspiration, and I learned a lot of things from his channel. So if you have a content creator who's into fashion, I highly recommend that you subscribe to that sort of theme, that sort of genre, that sort of category, because learning to dress better is extremely important in your life, especially in your 20s when you're trying to navigate your life around your career, your dating life, your priorities, your mission. So the way you present yourself has a very high correlation to the success of your life. Nail the fit. And these are just points that I took from him that really kind of translates or is versatile and the key insights from the videos. Nail the fit. So clothes must fit right, not too big, not too small. It is the single most important thing. Simplify the colors and layers. Stick to the neutral, versatile colors and use simple layers to add depth. Finish strong shoes and grooming. Clean, appropriate shoes and good grooming complete the look. These are probably the 3 most important insights that I got from watching a lot of his videos over the years. And there's obviously more points to it, but I think you should start off with simple things and minimal things just to have a good baseline, and then you can add more flashy things as you get better and better with your taste and other things in your fashion. But at the end of the day, I think if you keep it simple, if you get the classics, it's a timeless thing that you can always switch and wear, and it's just always been good. So for me, I try to stick with solid colors so that my wardrobe is very versatile and I can wear multiple clothes on different events. And it's really convenient for me, and I don't really waste time with graphic stuff. Graphic stuffs are great, but when it comes to basics and minimal and versatile wardrobe, then I think keeping these 3 points in your mind is really important. And lastly, I haven't mentioned here, but I think, I'm going to talk about the next point is about the gym and creating an aesthetic physique. But I would also say fashion has a big role. I mean, having a good body, having a lean, fit body plays a huge difference in how clothes look on you. So sometimes, if you want to look better in clothes, it's really important to remember that you want to start working out, you want to build muscle so the fitting is proper with the tees, and you just look better on clothes. Generic clothes will look better on you. And the quick actions today you could do is try on clothes. Anything that doesn't fit goes. Start buying versatile and neutral pieces, and clean your shoes and refine your grooming routine. So gym, start off with the strength training. When it comes to fitness, there's a lot of things you could do. You could do martial arts, you could do cardio, you could do strength training, you could do CrossFit. But when it comes to people in their 20s, in my personal biased opinion, is you should start off with strength training. I think building a solid foundation with your muscle, it will change your life, basically. Consistency, and these are just points that I learned from my own self-experience working out for the past 5 years of basically strength training. And I'll bust some myths in this point, so listen up. Consistency trumps intensity most of the time. Showing up consistently, even if some workouts aren't perfect, yields a far better long-term results than occasional super intense sessions followed by long breaks. When I first started going to the gym, I was very much aware of consistency is greater than intensity, because I wanted to work out for life. I wanted to build my workout routines that has an addition to my life instead of being the first priority. And because I'm not a bodybuilder, I'm not going to be presenting my physique on the stage. It's not the most important thing, but it's just an addition, a flavor in my life that benefits me in terms of all other spheres of my life, career, relationships, etc., etc. Second, listen to your body. Pushing through pain is often counterproductive. Learning to recognize the difference between discomfort and actual injury is crucial for longevity. Rest and recovery are just as important as training itself. Something that really bothered me when I was getting into fitness was I would see really fit people get cramps, have soreness all the time, be lethargic, have back pain, wrist pain, all sorts of pain. And that really bothered me, because I thought, getting into fitness is all about having higher level energy, being more productive, being more capable of your physique. And I think all those people that had extreme pain just didn't really learn how to listen to their body. So this is a priority for me in terms of working out, is also learning how to eat properly, learning how to sleep on time, learning how to rest myself, and not push myself too hard. Like, I do love pushing myself, but when it comes to long haul of, hey, gym equals lifestyle, like gym is a lifestyle, it's not a short burst of stage performance, then listening to your body is a really important thing, especially as a natural bodybuilder or strength trainer. Focus on compound movements. Exercises that work multiple muscle groups, squats, deadlifts, bench press, rows, and overhead press, provide the biggest return on your time and build a strong and functional foundation. Progressive overload is king. To keep making progress, you need to consistently challenge your muscles in some way, lifting slightly heavier, doing more reps, increasing volume, and improving form over time. I don't think anybody needs to not be reminded that overload is probably the king of working out, right? Nutrition and sleep are non-negotiable. You cannot train a bad diet or lack of sleep. These factors are foundational to recovery and muscle growth and overall well-being. Find what you enjoy. Sustain a routine for 2 decades requires finding exercises or training styles you actually like. If you hate what you're doing, you won't stick to it. Don't compare yourself to others. Focus on your own progress and journey. Everyone is different, and comparison is the fast way to get discouraged. It is a marathon, not a sprint. Build a strong physique, maintain And maintaining it is a long-term commitment. Embrace the progress, focus on sustainable habits, and understand that results take time. Form over weight. Lifting with a good form is essential for preventing injuries and effectively targeting the intended muscles. Don't sacrifice form for the sake of lifting heavier weight. So these are the key points that I learned from going to the gym, and I hope these helps with you. Now lastly, dating life, right? Your dating life is really important in your 20s. Why it matters? Dating life is important because it forces you to grow, confront your and develop a crucial social and emotional skills you can't learn any other way. It is through these interactions that you gain valuable self-awareness and become a person you need to be able to attract and keep a healthy relationship. These are the points that I learned from dating multiple people, and I think they will help you a lot. Point number one is stop chasing and start attracting. Instead of consistently pursuing women, focus on building a life you're proud of. Develop your passions, career, and character. When you're genuinely interesting and fulfilled, you become attractive. It's kind of like this reverse psychology of, to instead of finding the most attractive person, why don't you become the attractive person so you can attract the right people? Confidence isn't being loud, it is being comfortable in your own skin. True confidence comes from self-acceptance and not external validation. It is about knowing your worth and imperfections and all. Learn how to handle rejection without your ego crushing. Rejection is a redirection, not a judgment of your fundamental worth. Develop resilience, understand that not everyone will be a match, and that's okay. I think this is probably the hardest part for me to swallow. It's kind of like this, I still hate rejections, but I think it's a really good way of shifting your mindset that, hey, it's just a redirection, it's just a wrong person. So this kind of helps you handle rejection better. And I think the more you get rejected, the more you learn from the wrong things that you're saying and just the wrong people that you're hanging out with. Build a strong foundation of male friendships first. Healthy relationships with women often stem from having healthy relationships with other men. Learn how to connect, communicate, and support each other without the pressure of romantic interests. Honesty, even when it is uncomfortable, builds a real connection. Don't play games or pretend to be someone you're not. Authentic vulnerability within reason is far more attractive than trying to be the cool guy. I recommend a book after having read this point is the book that I recommend you read is Models by Mark Manson. I think this is the only book that is very authentic and actually gives you practical advice as an authentic person in navigating your dating life, because all the other books are just quick gimmicks and cheesy pickup lines and all sorts of things that are just kind of get quick sort of schemes. And I don't think it really works because you're not being authentic. At the end of the day, the other person will find out who you really are. So it's better to step forward with your authentic self than trying to be someone that you're not. Understand what you actually want beyond physical attractiveness. Physical attraction is a starting point. But what kind of person do you want by the side long term? Define your values and what truly matters in your partner. This was a really good journaling prompt for me. If you can right now, I think a very important and practical prompt that you could jot down in your journal right now is, what kind of a person are you looking to date? And what kind of person do you want to look like after a couple years, couple months? So with these two prompts, I think you'll really clarify the person that you really want to hang out with. And this will save you lots of time. Your default state matters. If you're constantly in a state of desperation and neediness, you'll repel people. Cultivate a sense of abundance and happiness, whether you're single or in a relationship. Learn to communicate your needs and boundaries clearly. Healthy relationships require clear communication about what you want and what you're not willing to accept. This prevents resentment and builds mutual respect. Don't fear being single. Fear being in the wrong relationship. Being single allows you to work on yourself and figure out what you truly want. Rushing into a relationship out of fear of being alone is a recipe for unhappiness. Emotional intelligence is your superpower. Learning to understand and manage your own emotions and recognize them in others is more valuable than any pickup line. Managing your own emotions, I think what you can start doing is start meditating, start having a journal, and start contemplating and writing on the emotions that you feel throughout the day. And also I think, just having a practice of writing, a practice of meditation, and a practice of gratitude will really help you with your emotions and be able to have a spaciousness between the reality and your reaction. And this gap that you create from doing those three practices will really give you emotional maturity. So I hope this video helped. I think it was quite a long one, but when I was doing these points, I feel like this is a very good video. So I hope it was practical and helpful to you guys. So I'll just read the title again: Non-Negotiable Things in Your 20s, a Marathon Mindset Gains. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Do hit the bell. Do subscribe to the channel if you like videos like this. And I'll be talking of another topic soon. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching again.